Hello and welcome to YNWE Transfer News, your ultimate source for all Liverpool FC transfer news. Our first news is this. Giovanni Leoni transfer news. Liverpool agreed deal to sign Parma defender. Liverpool saw off competition from elite Italian clubs and Premier League sides, with the player adamant his choice was a move to Arne Slot's side. Leoni will also immediately join the first team setup for this season, with any suggestion of a loan move completely ruled out. Liverpool were targeting reinforcements at centre-back with Ibrahima Konate entering the final year of his deal at Anfield. What is the latest on Guéhi? Liverpool remain in talks for Crystal Palace defender Mark Guéhi and are favourites to sign the England international. The question is whether they can negotiate a fee now or wait to sign him as a free agent next summer. Palace will not let their captain go on the cheap, and Liverpool know they can wait until next summer to sign him on a free transfer. If the situation does not change, it looks likely as things stand that Guéhi will stay at Crystal Palace and leave on a free transfer next summer. Liverpool's transfer business goes above £300 million. Liverpool's £26 million deal to Leoni is set to take the Reds spending above £300 million this summer. Leoni will be the sixth major signing for Arne Slot's Premier League champions this season, with their business set to come to £321.5 million in paid transfer fees so far. That fee is currently the third biggest transfer outlay from a Premier League club in a single window. And if Liverpool complete a deal to sign Alexander Isak, which could cost well above £100 million, then the Reds could become the biggest summer transfer spenders of all time. Alexander Isak to Liverpool timeline hinted by David Ornstein. David Ornstein has suggested when Liverpool will agree a deal with Newcastle United for the signing of Alexander Isak, while also revealing that the striker has been eyeing a transfer for an entire year. Isak has not featured in any of Newcastle's preseason fixtures. It was initially thought that he did not travel for their tour of Asia due to a minor thigh issue, but his scan came back clear. Team Talk transfer correspondent Fraser Fletcher exclusively revealed on July 24 that Isak is pushing to leave Newcastle as he has been left disappointed by their transfer dealings and is concerned about their ambitions. Isak has subsequently moved out of his home in Newcastle and informed the club he does not intend to play for them ever again. After formally registering their interest in the Swede, Liverpool had an offer for him worth £110 million plus add-ons rejected by Newcastle. Liverpool are expected to return with a new bid worth around £120 to £130 million, while Newcastle are holding out for £150 million. During an appearance on NBC Sports, Ornstein hinted that an agreement could be reached after the two clubs face each other in the Premier League on Monday, August 25. It's arguably the biggest story of this summer, and we haven't heard the end of it yet. The news I broke in the week was that Alexander Isak has no intention of playing for Newcastle again. That's his perspective, the journalist said. In his mind, the Newcastle chapter is over. Even if a deal is not done to secure his departure before the transfer window closes, his mind is not in the place of being reintegrated in Eddie Howe's squad. So that is a pretty drastic development. What we know is that Newcastle have no intention of selling him. They've been clear and consistent in that for a very long time. He's under contract, a very lucrative one, until the summer of 2028. However, they are looking for replacements for the event of him leaving. Liverpool have made an offer, £110 million. It was rejected immediately. They've not come back since, but their interest is ongoing and they'd be ready to come back if they receive encouragement, should Newcastle get their replacement. What we also learn now is that despite Newcastle's stance, and despite Isak seemingly being content and happy towards the end of last season, we now know that 2 weeks before the end of the season he told Eddie Howe personally that he wanted to leave this summer. He repeated that after the final game of the season against Everton before going back to his native Sweden. So this has been rumbling for some time. In his mind, he also let Newcastle know about his intentions as long as a year ago, when they said to him there would be no new contract because of their attempts to comply with PSR. And also the fact that he earns so much already, and at that point he was still under contract for 4 more years. People around Newcastle I speak to deny that, I've got to be clear. They say, that's not true, he was always open in our mind to talking about this at the end of the season and maybe even signing a new contract. So it's got very messy, it's clearly emotional. But Isak hasn't played a preseason friendly, he's not going to be playing for Newcastle at Aston Villa. We're gonna have to wait and see if something gives on this. Maybe after the teams play there could be a resolution one way or the other, when they face each other on the 25th August. I can't say which way it's gonna go, it feels in the balance. We're gonna have to see how it plays out, but he certainly wants that move to Liverpool. A fellow transfer reporter claimed on Friday that Isak will get his dream Liverpool move, with the saga getting more toxic. Newcastle are ramping up their own striker search, as they are looking to bring in Yoane Wissa and Gonçalo Ramos. Such transfers would facilitate Isak's move to Liverpool, as per Newcastle correspondent Craig Hope. Isak has reportedly agreed a 6-year contract with Liverpool already. What Liverpool fans did for Arne Slot speaks volumes before Bournemouth clash. Liverpool fans showed their support for head coach Arne Slot ahead of the Premier League opener against Bournemouth on Friday night. The Reds began their league title defense at Anfield against the Cherries in their first competitive match after winning their 20th title last term. Slot and company went into the clash on the back of a defeat to Crystal Palace in last week's Community Shield at Wembley Stadium. The game also saw Slot-handed league debuts to Hugo Ekitike, Jeremy Frimpong, Florian Wirtz and Milos Kerkez in the Liverpool starting lineup. Ahead of the game, Liverpool fans unveiled a banner on the Kop which has become a staple on the famous stand before kickoff. The banner features some of the Reds' greatest managers and head coaches, including Bill Shankly, Bob Paisley, Joe Fagan, Sir Kenny Dalglish, Rafa Benitez and Jurgen Klopp. Managers are included in the banner after they win either the Premier League/First Division title or the Champions League while at Liverpool. After guiding the Reds to the title last term, Slot has now been included on the banner, which was unveiled ahead of kickoff against Bournemouth on Friday night. The banner first appeared on the Kop during the 2009-10 season and has been regularly featured ahead of home fixtures at Anfield ever since. Liverpool went into the halftime break against Bournemouth 1-0 up after Ekitike opened the scoring at Anfield. It was the second goal that the striker has scored since completing his summer move from Eintracht Frankfurt, having also found the back of the net in the Community Shield. For the latest news and breaking news, visit liverpoolecho.co.uk/all-about/Liverpool-FC. Get all the big headlines, pictures, analysis, opinion and video on the stories that matter to you. Liverpool transfer news, Tsimikas nears exit and Doak set for permanent move. Liverpool's summer transfer activity is not only about strengthening the squad but also about trimming it. Michael Edwards and the recruitment team have been actively working on potential outgoings that could balance the squad and boost the transfer budget. Two names in particular, Kostas Tsimikas and Ben Doak, look set for moves away from Anfield before the transfer window closes. Tsimikas attracting Premier League interest. Kostas Tsimikas, who joined Liverpool in 2020, has struggled to cement a consistent first-team role. With Milos Kerkez and Andy Robertson firmly established as the first and second choice left-backs, and Tsimikas has found himself surplus to requirements. According to reports, Nottingham Forest are keen to secure his signature. Forest manager Nuno Espirito Santo is eager to add experience and depth at left-back, and Tsimikas' Premier League know-how makes him a strong candidate. His departure would free up space in Liverpool's squad and provide extra funds to reinvest in other areas. Ben Doak to Bournemouth. Meanwhile, young winger Ben Doak is being lined up for a permanent spell at Bournemouth for £25 million. The highly rated Scottish talent has shown flashes of brilliance since breaking into the first-team setup but remains behind the likes of Mohamed Salah, Cody Gakpo and Federico Chiesa in the pecking order. A permanent switch to the South Coast could give him the regular Premier League minutes he needs to accelerate his development. Bournemouth's style of play would allow Doak the opportunity to showcase his pace and creativity at the top level. With Tsimikas likely heading out permanently and Doak poised for a permanent move, Liverpool's outgoing business is shaping up to be just as significant as their incoming transfers this summer. Thank you for watching. Like and comment. Subscribe. Thanks for watching. Like and comment. Subscribe.